Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people. Max, you're looking tiny.
Thank you. I feel tiny, actually. I feel very svelte. Ugh.
Let's spread those lats. No, look, we were talking about you're bending the earth. Gravity's warping around you because your lens is so wide.
I feel very, that's a good feeling. You want to accumulate so much mass that the earth, that you can, others can feel the gravity around you.
Yeah.
And you can't,
These
you got to be careful because your phone might shatter from being too close to your
planet.
gigantic planet-sized head. Yeah.
Whenever we hang out together, we start orbiting because we're just so big.
Shoo, 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 shoo. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Uh,
I
so
I
I
did I actually did lose some weight though. Did I tell you this? I haven't been what's annoying is I haven't been weighing in the scale that we share a scale, right? Or we both have you gave me the same scale that you have.
so yeah, fill in the fit heads on this.
I wanted a scale to measure my body weight one day. Spags was like, I have
Several of
79
the same
scales. I'm in the
kind.
middle of making an Eiffel Tower out of weight scales. Like I'm like, okay, geez, here we go.
That's like, wait, hold on. Need a pen.
And so anyway, Specs, thank you very much. You gifted me a scale.
Sure.
What I didn't realize was it's one of those scales where if you stand on it barefoot, it does like your body bone
Yeah,
density and
I don't trust it.
hydration and all this stuff. I don't really, is that real?
No. We should
Okay.
test the hydration one. We could do it in the morning and then chug a bunch of water and do it again and see if it changes. But it would also say that our body fat went up, which isn't true. I don't
Right.
trust anything but the weight part, which means should we even trust the weight part? But no, you didn't finish the story. So, okay, I have two of the exact same scale, which I think they just accidentally sent me another one when I was supposed to make a video about it. They didn't realize it.
Works
So I
for
gave it
me.
to him. But they're linked to the same account. And so now there's a male and a female on our app, and I see all of his weight updates and vice versa. And so I
And
know I'm holding you accountable for your cut.
this poor app must think the same human is like
Yeah.
yo-yoing, literally doubling in size every other day.
It's really dangerous. You shouldn't look into that.
But
But
anyway,
yeah, when I
I
got it, I made a video being like, you should track your body fat and not just your weight. And here's why this scale is great. And then I realized that, like, I don't trust those. What are they called? Resistance, where they use the electro
yeah, so
resistance.
it's a current that oh, so you it only works if you're barefoot because the
Yeah.
current it sends a current through your foot and then out the other foot. That's what they
Yes.
say. Is that real?
But if you do it in socks, it still gives you a reading. That's not a good sign.
Oh, mine doesn't give me a reading. Mine says
Really?
we didn't get to read anything. There must be something wrong. Are you
Oh.
wearing socks? And so I like socks. My feet get cold. That's why
You're a
they made
socks guy.
socks. And so like if I get up in the morning and I sort of get dressed and then I forget that I have to weigh in. Um so anyway,
Weigh
I
in.
have been weighing in kind of, but I haven't it hasn't been tracking correctly. And so I hadn't actually had a formal tracked weigh in weeks, if not months. But anyway, I know in my mind because I came back from Vegas. I went to Vegas last weekend, partied like a
Mm.
lunatic with all these Britney aged lunatics. My God. My God.
Spears or girlfriend?
Either, both, neither. I couldn't,
Hmm.
I was just so tired the whole time. One of the girls, like, I mean, we were just partying the whole time. And then one of the girls
You
gets
didn't
back
take
and
your 8 sleep?
she really did not take my eight sleep, but I cranked the hotel air conditioning down to 69 degrees, obviously, every time, always. One of
Pretty
the
sure
girls get,
Mateo from 8 Sleep said 65, but
wow. Well, he's living in an igloo or something.
outer space.
He's living in the future of outer space. One of the girls in the group
Hmm.
chat was like, I think I'm sick. I don't know. Should I take like a vitamin C pill?" And I was like, maybe you should try to get one full night's sleep since you haven't done that since Wednesday."
Yeah, yikes.
And also our sleep, our drunks hangover sleep is not nearly any good. And my
Sure.
circadian rhythm, we would go to the club at midnight. You know what I mean? We'd leave for the club at like 12:05. And I'm like, and then my poor 8 sleep alert on my phone is like, blip, blip. We're ready for, we're getting ready for
Yeah,
bed like two
cooled
hours
down
ago
your
at
bed. Yeah.
10. I have the 10 p.m. alarm, or I think it's like at
I got
10:30.
11.
Yeah, maybe mine's 11 too. But either way, it's like, nope, sorry, pal.
Not gonna
Strap in.
happen.
We're going to the club. We're gonna fist bump for the next 3.5 hours. Like, anyway, I got back from Vegas, and typically what happens after I drink or party or whatever is I'm very light the next day,
Sure.
and then I
Hmm.
and then I skyrocket in
Yeah.
body weight and everything and hunger and thirst and everything the following day. So I get back from Vegas on Sunday. I weigh in on Monday. I'm like 202, I think, 203, pretty good. And then Tuesday, I'm 207, not great.
Mm-mm.
And so then I
I
was
know
like,
you stress
okay,
over too.
I know over two is bad for me. But at this point, if I can float around, but over two is bad and under two is great, which means 199.5,
Let's go
fantastic.
back to Vegas.
200.8. Oh my God, I
Mm-mm.
have to go for a run. I gotta like, I'm only eating ice from now on, like I'm falling into that
You're only eating
perfect
ice. What are you, a
stupid
dog?
trap of
Okay, tell me this. Can Brittany tell the difference between well under 200 and 207?
on me? No, I can't. I
Yeah.
don't think she can at
She
all.
can at all. See, so it's in your head
It's
that all this stuff, yeah.
for sure in my head. It's also a little bit in my belt loops, in my in my
Your
waist
pants can tell.
trouser. Yeah, my poor trouser waistband. Even though I only wear
That's
athletic
funny.
clothes anyway. You know what's the other thing that's really annoying for me, I think personally, and I'm sure this is obviously not a me specific thing, but I do feel like all of my weight is held in my middle to lower stomach. I know that's a very unique and novel concept.
Well,
But
I learned this from Brian Borstein that that is a valid thing. Like where your body holds stuff can affect how good you're going to be at bodybuilding.
mhm.
Because he would say, like,
He has a
he
tiny little
keeps
waist,
a
doesn't he?
lot. Yeah, but he keeps a lot in his legs, so his hamstrings are never going to show up cut. I think that's what he was trying to describe, that's his limiting
Um,
factor because all his weight is there, and so his legs are never going to be up to par to competitively
body
bodybuild.
competitive.
I don't know what his verdict finally was on that. I know he was trying to cut enough to decide.
Right.
Yeah. But no, that's legit.
Hamstring lipo, huh? Okay, okay.
Yeah, there you
That'll
go.
be a new one. And I think people hold, yeah, you're right. And that's why they have those like double chin ones. You all right? Uh-oh. She's just trying to flex her abs. This is all a
Wrong pipe.
ruse. This is all a ruse just to get her to cough and that's why I like to go to comedy shows shirtless, you know what I mean? So so when I laugh, everyone's like, "Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa."
No, this is just a sign I shouldn't be drinking PFAS, which is probably what this
Uh-oh.
is. Oh, you got Pellegrino. So for all of our
San
I don't
Pellegrino.
want to digress. We can come back to this horrible drink later. Moving on. Or no, going back to what you were saying.
I'm fat. I'm belly fat, and I really don't like it. I'd love to be like neck fat or butt fat.
Just a dump truck.
At least I don't have cankles. I always feel like that was a weird. But I don't have cankles, but it just makes me sort of self-conscious. I'm like, wow, my ankles are just out there, huh? They're just ready to get shattered at the
Wish they were a little more like trunks,
Yeah, yeah, like
thicker.
a heavy leaf might fly, might a rogue fall foliage might just go whacking into my, just shatter my lower shin, upper ankle. They're so thin. I'm like, oh my God.
Uh,
But I do have a
well,
tough time with lower belly
sure.
fat. And also, even when
You're
I'm
really
in
sensitive.
shape, I feel like my belly is big. A little bit of that Ninja Turtle belly. And I know that when I've
Ninja
been in
Turtle.
very, very good shape and I start to work out and I sweat, the first part of me that sweats on my t-shirt is not like my chest, like which was a manly thing. It's
Yeah.
that spot, my top two, like the uppermost abs, the bottom of my sternum, upper rib cage. That little circle there is what starts to sweat first, and
Yeah.
I hate it because I'm like, well, that sucks. That
That's
means
why
if
you
I'm
bring a hair dryer
standing,
to the
the
gym.
first thing that the frontmost thing about me is my like
Yeah.
upper belly.
When you
That
enter into a new
sucks.
country, that's what gets in first.
Right. Yeah. If I'm in soccer, that's the VAR offsides rule is my like boop, my little belly button.
But I mean, there is
Oh,
something to that. Yeah, I mean, everybody's trying to get rid of belly fat, which also you can't target fat loss. But
right.
I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I think I have incredible fat distribution genetics, and I should not have abs. Like for as hard as I work on tracking my macros and working out like crazy and really being cognizant of my physique, I'm just lucky.
Well, it's nice to be lucky. I wouldn't
Yeah. I'm pretty
you're
sure my grandma sitting in the old folks' home right now has abs. Like it's just a
shred.
thing with our family.
V taper
Yeah.
shred. Just do, do,
But
do, do,
like
do, 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 do.
a pear on the bottom. She's definitely just looks like a normal grandma, but then
Nice. That's the ideal
yeah.
body. Shout out Grandma Spags. You know who
Yeah.
shout out the other grandma or the other Spags to shout out, obviously.
My mother,
Your
thank
mother
goodness
for
we fit it
for
in.
I was okay. Here's the connection. How do you know your grandma? Who
I
introduced
met her
you?
through our most often spoken about guest on
Our
this
mutual
show.
our mutual friend. Oh yeah, I know my grandma through my mutual friend, my mom. Yeah.
Um, so there are people with way lower body fat than me that do not have visible abs.
Mm.
And so,
And you
yeah,
think it's
I
just a
carry mine like,
distribution? Do you
yeah, I
feel
carry
like
mine like
you're
here down.
mm.
I got like Brian Borstein, you're never gonna see my hamstrings, but that's fine. I'll just wear cargo pants because they're in now. Cargo pants are back.
Are they? I
Yeah,
thought
we
baggy
were in
jeans
that
were in.
thing. Yeah, baggy,
Remember they
wide
spent
leg Junko cargo.
I didn't know they mentioned cargo. That was a curveball. But when they kept saying baggy jeans, baggy, and they for somehow she worked in the word baggy like 9 times in 2 sentences, I was like, I got it. Baggy jeans are back. I'm like, okay, come on, who cares?
Max and I just went to a seminar on how to sell baggy jeans on YouTube, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't the title of the seminar, but that's what
No, it was a workshop about YouTube, and then all it was was learning about this.
this
Ah,
seminar could have been an email or a tweet. Or the seminar could have been an email. Baggy
yeah.
subject line, baggy jeans. Content of the email. Just arrows pointing up, and then that's it.
To the subject. Ah,
Well, anyway,
but
so
anyway,
I did lose. Oh, so then I was fat. I was fat 5 days ago. Uh, and then I really focused and I ate chicken salads for lunch and dinner. And you know what I actually did have finally? I finally figured out a way to stomach some plain Greek yogurt, which is so
yay.
gross. It is the
What?
grossest.
It's
The
so good.
gr- uh, it's like eating like a foot. It's like eating a
What?
white sock blended. That's what it's
Yeah,
like.
but like with protein.
Plenty of protein. So anyway, my I would snack on fruit mashed into Greek yogurt and blah 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 blah. And I got down to from 207 on Tuesday, I got down to 199 on Saturday.
4 days.
Yep.
So
But
you lost water weight.
right, so that's what I'm saying. But that's also where I'm yo-yoing because on Monday I
Yeah.
was 20 whatever I said 2. So I yo-yo up and then I slowly taper back down. And so anyway. But it is
Yeah.
amazing what consistent paying attention to it. And I feel this is one of those truisms, but people talk about, oh, I try to do like a 80-20 rule, 80% healthy, 20% not. I find that if you're not writing it down, even if you think you're doing that, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
Because and you can't really do an 80-20 plate, in my opinion. Or maybe you can, but it's really a lot easier just to do like a clean plate, clean meal, clean meal, clean meal, crappy meal, clean meal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Instead
Yeah.
of
So
doing
you
stuff like
do
that.
agree with cheat days?
Well, I did one on Saturday with you. We drank a million whiskeys.
Yeah. But see, I don't cheat day. Drinking isn't a cheat for me. If
Oh,
anything,
Sunday I
I'd
did a cheat
probably
day,
cut
yeah.
more on drinking days because I'll end up just drinking instead of eating.
Sunday I took Brittany out to a nice little brunch date, and
Huh.
then for dinner she was like, "Let's just do the meatballs and we'll do spaghetti and meatballs or whatever." And I'm like, "Fine." Because the way I lose weight is I eat my own meals and I don't eat with Brittany. The way I gain weight is I eat whatever Brittany eats. And that's just the
Which is
world. And so
bizarre because she is a ballerina twig.
I know. I know.
Hmm.
But, it is what it is.
Yeah. See, I told you, I'm bringing up what a third episode, Good Energy by Dr. Casey Means, still has me thinking that a cheat day should be, well, you get to sprinkle stevia on your chia pudding today, but don't get to it. No, actually, you can't even have stevia because then
Yeah.
your body will want that sweet flavor.
You can have a graham cracker.
No, what? I don't know. So cheat days you agree with. Man, Tim Ferriss was all about it. He would schedule them and like go absolutely bonkers for a whole day and
I mean, if you
doing
can look
squats in
forward
the
to it, and if
yeah,
you, frankly, if you just schedule a cheat meal, for example, you can go crazy on a meal, and you can't really go that crazy because it's just one meal, and you'll fill up and you'll
yeah,
feel sick. I think that's the kind of the idea with the cheat day is that if you're good for 6 days or whatever, 13 days, or whatever your streak of good quote unquote is,
yeah,
then yeah, go nuts. And if that mentally allows you to continue to do the boring
right.
yogurt meals or whatever,
More yogurt. Oh, God, I love
then
yogurt.
that's
I
that's
miss it.
that's the advantage.
Okay.
I,
But
I,
Christine sent me one of her follower people or people that she follows that did the math. I'm only saying it was from Christine because I can't remember who it was or whatever, attribute this to anybody. But basically they did the math of like, okay, so if you cut 500 calories every day and you're really good for a whole week, it might have even
yeah,
been 2 weeks, and then you have one cheat day and you eat like this pizza and this burger or whatever, you have canceled out all of the work you did for that whole week. And they show it with math,
I'd
and it's
like to
like,
see the
uh-oh.
math. I would like to see that math. I don't feel confident hearing that one Allie, Christine, TikTok, three derivations of math,
Yeah, that's a good point.
casual chat on
Derivations of
that.
it's just we're playing telephone with math. I can't trust it.
Yeah. My least favorite grade school game.
2 + 2 = you're fat now.
Ooh. I was just watching this show, Suits. I love Suits. And he goes, they got screwed on a case or something. And he goes, she was like, "You don't know that he did that." And he goes, "Yeah, but I can count, and 1 + 1 = 2. And that means she screwed me. And I'm watching this and I'm like, well, first of all, that's addition. That's not counting. Second of all, what are you talking about? It was just like it sounded super cool in the moment. And then if I like went back and like thought about it, I was like,
Yeah,
well, hang on.
it's a little bit of
Hmm.
garbled nonsense.
Yeah. Shaq had one of the most famous quotes ever was they were like, how have you been so dominant? And he goes, I'm like the Pythagorean theorem. Not many people have an answer to my game. And everyone's like, oh. And then some sports writer was like, I think the answer is I think it's C squared, isn't it? The Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared
Yeah,
equals C squared.
yeah, that
But
doesn't
in the
make
moment,
any
you're like,
sense at all.
oh, it was so sick.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on one week. I've done a full 8 weeks of cutting.
Nice. And how we feeling? How's your energy? Terrible. How's your sleep? Terrible. How's your recovery? Terrible.
The biggest problem is just I'm at night I'm hungry.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Everything
Just go
else
to
is the
bed.
same throughout the day. I'm letting myself fast again, so it's freaking awesome. I was sick of having meals throughout the
Fun.
day. Blech. But I'm down 4 pounds, so that means half a pound a week. That seems about dead
That's
on.
crazy. That's
I know.
4% of your body weight, right?
Get out.
Oh, I don't know if I'm doing the math right. Should I ask
I
Christine's
am
TikTok account if I'm doing the math right?
massive. Yeah. But my lifts suck now. I hate
Yeah.
that.
That's the thing is you
Like to
have
see the numbers not just like be difficult to hit, but to move down. That's such a bummer.
I remember it's so clear. It's fun. Actually, it's actually fun to do because then you get a really good idea of how important food is, energy is, caloric intake. Like when you fast, suddenly you don't have the strength, you don't have the stamina, you don't have the speed, you don't have the dexterity, you don't have the coordinate, you don't have anything. Like, and then when you have it, you're like a little flubby, but you're like light on your feet. I remember like crushing a couple pizzas and just dominating practices and being like, "Whoa, I am like, am I going to the Olympics? Like, what is happening?"
More
It's
pizza.
it's really crazy how much it affects you on like a prolonged, especially in like a prolonged, sustained sort of effort, like what you're doing.
It's
How are you feeling?
eye-opening as a
Yeah.
female who has never bulked before, which is basically every female.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
no
good chunk.
woman, it's a very small percentage of women that are intentionally bulking, right? And so I did for
Right.
the first time, decades into my existence, and
Mhm.
realizing how did I get as far as I did in a deficit? Like how did
In a
I?
lifetime deficit.
Yeah. It's crazy that I would expect my numbers to move up my whole life when I also was, not feeding myself over the
Yeah,
amount that it would need to move up.
you're not giving yourself you're not giving the train any coal,
Yeah.
no gas in the
Because I
tank.
mean, I have a record of a DEXA scan where I had lean gains, where I gained
Hmm.
muscle mass and lost fat, and that was, early on in my lifting career. And
Yeah,
you can
probably when
only do
you're
that right at the beginning, and then
right. You're just
then
starting and getting
yeah,
into shape. Now you're like dialing it in a little bit
right.
more. Yeah.
So the idea of losing weight and actually gaining muscle is only when you first start, and then you gotta
Yeah.
separate the two.
Yeah, then it's significantly less fun.
Unless I'm wrong, and I could still lean gains at this point. We'll see. Because after my cut, I guess I'll start
It's so
reverse
hard to know
dieting.
though, because especially with Instagram, like, or there's so many people that are on illegal or not illegal, and illegal for professional
Legal,
athletes,
yeah.
sort of enhancing drugs, or there's so many people that are doing
SARMs.
surgeries or
I never thought about steroids for weight loss. I always thought it was an adding muscle mass thing, but it helps you also burn fat.
it helps you recover pretty instantly. That's
Oh,
what
so
steroids
it's,
do.
I
So
mean,
you
if you have
instantly
more muscle
recover.
mass,
So
you're
then you
speeding
can
up your
train
metabolism.
more. Then
Yeah.
suddenly you're not sore. Then suddenly you have way more energy. So it helps you recover in the moment and then afterwards. So you can do more workouts. You can do stronger workouts
In the
and you can do
long
more
term.
frequent workouts.
Why is no one talking about it as a recovery device? Because then I'll just lump it in with 8 sleep and start doing steroids.
I mean, that's why they made them. They made them to recover from injuries,
Oh,
They
right.
made steroids so you could build muscle back from being stuck like bedridden or in an accident or muscle atrophy or stuff like that. Like
Or
it's
trying to
there's a
get on
good,
stage.
yeah, trying to be hot. There's a reason they made it, I think, other than I guess I don't know. We should call Mr. Steroids and see
Yeah. Doctor steroids?
Doc, well, PhD, not MD, probably.
Yeah. Huh. And taller. But that's like
Doctor.
HGH, right? There's some that make you
Yeah.
taller and others that don't.
Yeah. But it's also similar like HGH. You want your body to grow. Say you've been under malnourished your whole life, or say you were in a car accident, you can't walk for 7 months, your legs are gonna shrivel. You want your human growth.
Yeah. But when you
Yeah,
are in growth phase, you're probably screwing your longevity.
I think so. Yeah,
Caloric deficit is the number one thing to make you live longer. If you're starving, you're gonna last forever. That's such a bummer.
that's such
Brian
a
Johnson
bummer.
is starving.
That's such a bummer, especially when you've starved yourself for one reason or another. You know how terrible it is.
Yeah, it feels like crap for everyone around me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we know. And you have no energy and you have no like happiness, you know? It's
Yeah,
just
it
not a
really
great,
is one of those things where you're like, I know, but why go on? It would make me live longer, but why go on living?
you know. Well, whatever.
Okay, so you're saying you're scrolling Instagram and you don't know who you're looking at that's on
Right.
some sort of
And then
injectant.
like all those people doing those like body weight like lunges. They're like, this is how you build a giant booty, you know, a step up, you know. And I'm like, no, dude, you do it by lifting huge amounts of weight and eating gallons of Greek yogurt.
Gallons.
It's
Ice cream by
disgusting.
the end of it.
Yeah.
At the end of my
Ugh.
bulk, I was getting midnight ice cream multiple days a week to the point where the
Ugh.
ice cream shop was like,
What's up,
"Hi,
dude?
Allie. We already have it ready for you."
The ice cream shop's like, how's your relationship? Because you're here a lot. You're here a
How
lot
are we
late night. And we just
feeling?
want to make sure you're gonna keep coming back. And so if you start dating anybody, we'll sabotage that relationship too. And
We need you.
we need you here. You're basically sending us to college. You're keeping the lights on. I don't ugh.
So, are you officially cutting still?
Um I am now in the mode of I'm committing to like a vegetable and protein lunch, full stop. I feel like that's a good start for me.
Great.
That's not every meal I'm counting, and I'm also not counting calories. I'm not counting quantity. I can eat as much vegetables as I want until I'm full. I try to do like a big chicken breast or
So, not rice.
not a ton of rice. Rice hits me pretty hard, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I think like
crazy
most
because
people.
you think of the fitness guy on YouTube. Actually, I just saw a fitness guy on YouTube, Pygmy, if you've seen his stuff. He
No.
does a lot of like body test things, really similar to the kind of like challenges that I put myself through. And one of
Hmm.
his was eating chicken, vegetables, and rice, only that for weeks straight.
Hmm.
And that always feels like, oh yeah, this is a clean meal. But I recently have come to believe, it's not even recent, that rice is not, it's not the thing that should be in our diet. Oh, what a
It's not a
freaking bummer.
great thing, and it's certainly not a quarter of your plate type thing. I
Yeah.
do that one thing where I like visualize a plate, and now my plate is cut it into quarters. Half is green-ish vegetables, quarters protein, quarters some sort of a
Carb?
carb, start. I don't know, whatever. Some sort of a
Starch.
carb,
So like
starch-ish
potatoes.
carb. Yeah, I like sweet potato.
Okay.
I don't think baked potatoes are that bad for me. Again, a lot of this stuff is like we toyed around with the levels thing. Um,
I know. I didn't do potatoes with levels. Oh, I
Potatoes is
maybe. I
okay.
compared like sweet potatoes versus regular potatoes. Oh,
Yeah.
and potatoes that you cooked and then put in the fridge and then cooked again. Resistant starch.
Oh
I know. It's
God,
this
I
whole
didn't even think
thing
about
about how
that.
you can change how your body reacts to it by cooking it and let it cool. And then the starch like acts differently. And so then you'll get less of a blood sugar spike if you twice baked.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't think
But
actually that's what twice baked potato is, but
yeah, no, I don't think so either. The Cracker
yeah,
Barrel's
I'll just
gonna
get it at Applebee's. It's really good for your blood
our
sugar. Twice
Cracker
baked.
Barrel audience is
Yeah.
gonna be outraged, Alvin. But I don't do a ton of rice, and if I'm alone, I'll do the same thing for dinner. And I'm doing the snack of a big glob of uh Greek yogurt with some fruits, berries, and typically because it masks the taste and the most.
Berries.
Um,
You're cheating. Just eat the sock.
it's so gross. It is a blended
1% or
sock.
sorry, 2% or 0% or 5.
0. 5?
You know,
What do I want?
two has a better mouthfeel. Two is better.
Two's better?
I
All
made
right.
the mistake of doing a half of a bowl of 0 and 2, and now I know them back to back, and it's like, oh, 2 is so much better. I'm dumb. I was just fine with 0.
It's like how I have central air right now and I leave it at like 72 and I come home and I'm like, "Ugh, this feels terrible." 73. I'm like, "I knew it." All
I
right, I'll
knew
try
it.
2%. I've been getting
Yeah,
the
two's good.
smaller tubs because I'm pretty
Convincing
positive I
yourself.
won't get through a whole tub before it goes bad because it's
I buy
so,
6 at a
so
time of the big
gross.
ones.
Oh, gross. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to scream "you're gross" in your face.
Listen,
I
it's not the
remember
first time that it's happened.
I remember in middle school or high school, I used to make myself like an egg sandwich in the morning and like put it in a foil or Ziploc bag or whatever. And then when I got to school in the morning before school started, I would like eat it in the. We had a center. Is that what you called it? Like the freshman center or
Nope.
the room where you hang out? That's not a classroom.
I didn't do any hanging. Sounds
Oh.
like something the popular kids would be engaged in.
Where would everyone congregate other than it's
Cafeteria.
not a classroom, it's not a cafeteria. They wouldn't let us in the cafeteria.
We didn't have one of those.
We had just
Oh,
another room. It's
the
where it
university
was like a
center? Oh, you're talking about college.
it was like a big room and a bunch of lockers were there.
Was it
But it
college?
wasn't a hallway. It's high school.
Oh,
College I would
yeah,
just
no,
go
I don't know.
home. Whatever. Anyway, sit there and I would eat my it was like a lounge. They had like crappy dorm room style furniture from 1901.
Hmm.
And then one day I'm eating my egg sandwich and some like pretty girl is like, "Oh, what is that smell? It smells disgusting." And then someone's like, "Oh, it's that thing that Max is putting in his mouth right now. The thing that he's eating." And everyone looked at me and I was just like, "It's an egg sandwich. Sorry, everyone. I'll go."
Just needed my sulfur.
Sorry about that.
Uh,
It's just a fried egg, you freaks. So, whatever. It's fine. Bunch of
we
losers.
gotta rewind that back though. Are you putting your food in aluminum foil? It's really bad to
No, I'm
cook
not.
and contain food in aluminum foil that it goes into your body and stays there. People that use aluminum foil
Well, yeah, if you
to
eat the
package their
foil.
food has, yeah, a huge percentage higher. Yeah, 'cause
But that's
it's the
the
best
best.
part.
That's why it tastes so good.
And that's one of those things where it's really hard to get out of you, right? I have a high mercury reading that I haven't really
Do you really?
addressed.
Oh boy, I'm sorry.
Routine told me that, yeah, I did the blood thing for routine. They're like, your mercury's high. And I'm like, okay, cool. Should I work
Do
out
anything
more?
about that? Should I
What the fuck?
stretch or is this
Yeah,
like a water thing?
yeah, because then it's just in you forever. I don't know. I think maybe sauna helps, or you put things on your feet that are a lie. You seen those things that suck the bad out of your feet?
No, but I'd love to sell a bunch of those
Yeah,
to
sure.
you. I
I
should
would
just set up
purchase
a web.
them.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
You
set up a
should
web. I
make.
can't even tell you. I can't even tell you what I'm about to do. But the
Do
long and
not
short of it
prank
is,
me
I'm gonna set up
with
a
my
website
gullible
that's
health.
like unbelievable healthy products, and I'm gonna somehow tailor it just for you. And then I'm gonna buy targeted ads for you. And I know where you live, so I can dial it in geographically. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah, just
need
exactly target me.
girls with A names in this 3 block radius, and just have the power of targeted ads, and then yeah, I'll just rob you blind. You'll be wearing like
Perfect.
gold plated flip flops and like
Like,
you
wait,
know,
why? That
a
sounds
toe
great. Is it
ring
gonna
made
help
of
me?
wax that a toe ring candle that you light the candle, and then when the wax melts, like your skin absorbs all the quote unquote good, and then
I need
and
that.
then a water that has been blessed by a ghost that lives in my house, like
Is it a longevity ghost? That sounds useful.
the ghost is made of magnets. That's how it works. It's a ghost of an old magnet. I killed a magnet, and then the magnet ghost is there,
That's
blesses
how
the
you know it
water,
works.
and that's how it's and the logo is bolt water.
The term
Zap
rob you
zap
blind is really useful here
zapper.
because I would enjoy every second of giving you my money for stupid things like that. And then I'd spend several months using them consistently to see if it
Right.
worked.
And I can't wait for the playlist of
Yeah.
YouTube videos. I tried
Yeah, two
drinking
years later.
Zap water for 37 years. This is what happened.
You can really taste the ghost.
Nothing.
Nothing. For 37 years. I hate you. Get out.
Ugh, I can't wait.
Uh, yeah. Should do a caffeine video. I tried caffeine for 7 days, the only supplement that feels like anything.
The only reason I get up in the morning. The
I
only
don't
reason I get out
anymore.
of bed.
Did I tell you this?
Yeah, you did tell me this, and I cannot believe it. And I think I was talking to you with someone else, and I leaned over and I said, sometimes the only reason I go to sleep, the only reason I fall asleep is that I know that the next morning I'm going to get coffee. And that's it. There's no other reason. Otherwise, I would stay up until I died.
Okay. But you know that feeling where you're like, ooh, coffee is coming. That's a great feeling. Now
Love
imagine
that
getting
feeling.
up, making your cup of decaf at 10 a.m. and going, ooh, coffee is coming at noon.
Wait, what? Do you get
So
coffee?
I wait. So I'll get up.
But it's decaf, so
Say,
you don't have to wait.
right. So say I get up at 9:30, I'll have a cup of decaf at 10, and
Okay.
then 2 hours later, I'm allowed to have caffeine. So this adenosine clearance window, we
Oh,
didn't
so
talk
you
about
do
this,
have coffee.
but it's not until two
Oh.
hours after I've let the chemicals clear from my brain. The sleepy chemical is called
Oh, that's
adenosine.
fine. I do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
I don't,
actually
well, maybe an hour and a half. I usually wake up and then I chug a bunch of water. That's my number one. And then I futz around and then maybe I'll make my own coffee or maybe I'll go
okay, Grandpa.
drag the
So
dog
it
out or
takes two
whatever.
hours.
Well, yeah, I wake, yeah, I have that hand grinder and then I push the water in myself through the espresso machine. I have like a kazoo.
Artisanal
But yeah, I've read about
kazoo.
that too. So I wait at least an hour actually before I wait, but after I
Is that
wake up before
intentional
I have it.
or
Yeah.
you read about it and then you tried to
Yeah.
stick to that?
And
Oh.
I didn't feel like it bothered me enough. I didn't need
Yeah.
coffee as soon as I woke up. I could if I that glass of water I do need cold water first thing in the morning. That is enough of a maybe it's a placebo, maybe it's a real thing, I don't know. But I wake up a tad off of that ice cold giant pint of water or whatever.
Room temperature. I do 20 ounces of room temperature.
Wow, gross. I'm gonna do 21 ounces of boiling water. How about that?
You just show to me. Yeah, and then you burn
Beast.
calories trying to cool your body back down from all the boiling water in your esophagus.
That's right. Right. And from my body trying to heal my scorched and burned, horribly injured
Just calorie
esophagus.
burning, trying to heal. This is embarrassing. Sometimes if I have to shoot a clip uh shirtless for some YouTube video or whatever vertical,
Right.
I will
Because the
shoot that
director's being a real
before.
sexist pig,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
the
exactly.
misogynistic director is like, take your
Right.
goddamn shirt off, Allie. What do you think this
And
is?
and we're gonna need you to not be bloated, so no water in the morning.
Just like tighten up, tighten. Anyway, sorry.
So I'll shoot that and then I'll chug my water.
That's fair. That's totally fair. That's like I have I mean, I imagine this happens to some people, not to me. I have a blemish. I'll put some makeup on. Ha 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 ha, you
I would never.
know. You know, stuff like that.
Sometimes
When
I
it's for
wear glasses that
filming,
I don't need to look smarter.
oh, I do that all the time. I don't even know where mine are. Oh, I got them. They're right here. I think you gave me these actually.
Yeah. You look super smart.
They're prescription.
That'd be great to wear around if they were prescription.
And you know those people that have like those really crazy prescriptions?
They're real thick, yeah.
The really like powerful is it a strong prescription? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Where like you look through it and like their head is like halfway in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny looking.
It's funny seeing you wearing those with the headphones because those look like they're ear mufflers, you know, to make it softer. It fits. You
Yeah.
look very construction-y.
I look yeah, give me a weed whacker and I'll just or a jackhammer and I'll have you ever used a jackhammer?
No, but man, every time I see
Holy
one, I'm like, that's so
moly.
cool. You've done?
Yeah, and it is difficult. And you know what helps?
Really?
Being a giant fat guy.
You really want to pack your fat below the belly button. That's
Right,
the
right.
safety
Just you just
area.
want to place it on top of the jackhammer and it helps an unbelievable amount. I mean,
Okay,
those things
so
are just they're going everywhere. And if you have more mass, you hold it. And if you have more belly, you just like it's like another
you just
like
blow over it.
yeah.
I feel like I could stand on it and it would jack me.
it would, well, it's not very it goes anywhere.
Oh
There's no sort
my.
of framework. It's like it's a point.
Yeah.
So it's a thing, but if you don't hold it, the springy
It's
part,
springing it back away
it
at
will
you,
go anywhere, and no matter if it hits like a rock that points the point of it in a certain direction, the other side is going to go anywhere.
like deflect.
Yeah, there's
Do
no
you,
like
is there a
frame for it.
trigger? You have it on your hand. You
Yeah,
can kind of ease
it's like a
into it or
motorcycle.
yeah, 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 okay. Oh, you
But
turn
easing
crank.
into it doesn't do anything. And in
It's
fact,
either on or off.
it makes it less stable. You can ease into it,
Yeah.
but it's like riding a bike slow. It's less stable, I think. I
Yeah,
don't
so
really
when you're
know.
first learning, you're like, oh, ease into it, but then the people that are good just go right at it.
Right. And you have to sort of catch it and hold it. And yeah, it's crazy. The guy who used to run our demo crew, my God, he was enormous. It's just the funniest guy ever. He was so funny, and he was just hold this thing, and I'm holding this thing, and it's like I'm holding a banister, and he's holding this thing, and it's like he's holding a chopstick. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is so clearly tailored for your body and not mine. But I guess that's why people are different. I don't know.
So
What are
when you
you
got
gonna
to
do?
use it, was it just because you were playing around with it, or did you have a job that you were on where you were jackhammering something?
Yeah, yeah, we were doing demo for one of the projects, one of the buildings. We were just beating up we were ripping out an existing. I think we were doing a full gutting actually, because we were doing a kitchen, and usually you don't do plumbing if you can get around it. But we were just ripping. It was some guy's beach house, and we just destroyed it. It was so much fun, but it was also incredibly tiring. But it was really really fun. It
That's
was
so
like
cool.
that's I think it's so funny that they have these like not panic room anger rooms, where
Rage
they
rooms.
rage rooms where you go in and they give you like a baseball bat or a golf ball, a golf club or whatever,
Yeah,
mallet and you just smash TVs and you smash. I'm like, dude, just go pick up a shift on a construction crew. You can do that with a real
right.
house if you want to.
Or get your friend to donate a car to you and you can tear it apart.
Yeah, there you go.
I always wanted to get paid to work out. I painted for a summer, just walls, not RT.
Uh-huh.
And that felt like getting paid to work out. It's pretty physical, roller doing walls.
Sure. One color, or did you do a chapel ceiling?
Cream.
Cream.
It is elementary school cream because I
Nice.
painted at an elementary school. That was it.
There you go. Beautiful.
They were really using my talents. Let me
Did
tell
you
you, I didn't tape anything off. Not a single thing. Everyone else I worked with was taping off the outlets, and I'm like, whoop, 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 whoop.
wow,
Using my
flex on
degree.
them. Flex on them. You know where I went to school? Art school. Check that out.
90-degree angle school.
Boom. Was the school open while you were doing it? Or was in this or
No, it was over the summer.
but were you just doing the whole thing? Was the whole thing being built or was just part of it getting redone?
It had already been painted and existed for a long time, and they're like, we need a refresh. And then it was a slightly different yellow white. And in it I wasn't covering over scuffs or cracks or any sort of chipping. It really was. I'm just making whitish, slightly less white.
So here's the problem. We need this white room to be cream colored. I know who to call.
I got you.
I got the
I
guy.
listened to so many books, all of Atlas Shrugged.
Oh my
Probably took me
God.
less than a week.
Ay, ay, ay. Now, this was in elementary school or high school?
I was in college, but it was at an elementary school
It
I was
was in
painting.
elementary school. Did you use
Yeah.
the restroom at any point?
Yeah.
Did they have those short little tiny toilets?
Oh, probably. I Jeez, I remember the
Oh, you
kindergarten
wouldn't have
like,
noticed, obviously.
hey.
I dropped my cousin off a couple years ago. I had to like drive her to school. She's very young, and I had to pee, so I went to the bathroom. And they have there's toilets for, you know,
Yeah.
4 foot, 3 foot tall people, children, I suppose you would call them.
That's
So
cute. See, I always work with normal sized toilets, but I should do some art with some smaller toilets.
Yeah, get yourself
What could
a
I make?
keychain. A
I've
working
been wanting
toilet
a
that's a
keychain.
keychain.
I have one a little
A
working as
gold
in
one,
like it
right?
you've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
it,
yeah.
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 The lid works and I wear it as a necklace.
I wonder if you
What I
could
want to do is workshop it. Good,
could
because that's what this podcast has become.
yeah. Can you make a working toilet?
To just make a toilet. Oh, but tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, how small can I make a working toilet?
Right.
Great
There you
title.
go. Boom.
I like
Sold.
that. Okay, so what I want to do is make a candle that's a toilet. So if I get one of the kids' ones, that setting that on the dinner table is sensible and
Oh,
cool.
I was not following. A candle
So
shaped.
filling the bowl with candle. No, 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 not like the case of the candle is the toilet and the bowl is full of wax with probably
Yeah.
several wicks. And then obviously you need to be able to flush the handle and then they light. So I have to
And
put some sort of flamethrower in there.
what's the scent?
Oh, eh.
Lilac, probably. You'd
Yeah,
want to go with
sure.
something light.
Something calming. Uh, I mean,
Because when
then
you
there's
light
the
it, people are
like
gonna be like, well, hold on. What's about to happen?
it's authentic toilet
Summer
candle.
like linen, laundry linen or whatever, summer linen, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Ocean
toilet paper.
breeze, something nice.
So should I make it smaller? Like a kid's toilet? Because then it's kind of, yeah, just full toilet size.
Feels like a lot easier. And you're already kid-sized human, so I don't think anyone would notice.
I'm allowing that because I'm cutting. You're a jerk.
So how long are you gonna cut for? Till I'm hoping my ideal body is baby.
Um,
I don't know if that would fit your frame too well. You should shoot for toddler and just like see how you feel. Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
I'll
like
stop there.
Chipotle burrito size, not
Right. The
necessarily
burrito. I want to look like a burrito. Just like one
same
big
weight.
cylinder. Wrapped in foil. Uh-oh.
Oh no, they
Oh
are, aren't they? It sucks.
no.
Oh, okay, so we should talk
But not
about
for
that.
very long. How long does a
Yeah,
food need to be wrapped in
and
foil before
I
it's
think
dangerous?
it's also if you put it to line your cookie sheets and then put your casserole in it because you're too lazy to wash your cookie sheet after, you want to just pull the foil up. Baking on aluminum is way worse
Mm,
than
okay.
using it as a cover, but still I would avoid it altogether now.
Really? Not
So
even using it as a cover?
yeah, no, not even as a cover. We should probably, you shouldn't be having the yogurt from plastic. It's that bad. I'm scared of everything now. It's in everything. Tampons.
What am I
Now
gonna do?
we're
Make my own
shoving
yogurt?
heavy metals into us as females. This
Ugh,
just came out. They did some studies and they found everything from arsenic to mercury in tampons. The ones that are organic and have like bad looking 2D graphics because they're so organic. Those ones are unsafe as well.
really? That's
Yeah.
so sketchy. I had no idea.
So I killed two of these just sitting here through this podcast.
T-
This
Two
got forever
cans
chemicals
of
for sure. Two
what are
cans
those?
of
Soda
sparkling
water?
water.
Nice.
It is a LaCroix ripoff called
Nice.
Waterloo. Couldn't escape what I wanna
Da-da-da.
do. Yeah, it sucks because I see these all the time in my kitchen and I can't not sing that. But anyway,
Right. Right.
and I used to make my own soda water with a soda stream into a glass bottle.
Oh,
This takes so
I
long,
didn't
but
realize
I
the
should go back
can.
to that.
I didn't realize aluminum was that bad for you. Or I didn't realize like I guess
Well,
cooking on
I
it
don't
makes
think this
sense.
aluminum is the problem. It's the lining.
Right. What's the difference?
The lining in it is plastic, which has PFAS. It's
Oh,
those forever chemicals.
not
Same thing
great.
with the can of beans I have a day. Oh my.
Time to start growing
Should
your
stop putting the
own.
can into the microwave.
Looks like you're gonna have to start growing your own cans of soda water.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good. They're ripe. They're ripe. You guys, we should go soda water picking.
Uh, it makes me want to make a sculpture that's a garden of Cheetos and like
Mm.
prepackaged food that looks like it's kind of growing from the earth. That'd be really
Like,
funny.
and you pull up a root and it's a burrito. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Chipotle burrito. So you're drinking Perrier, which is in glass.
Yeah. I
Ben
after you
Greenfield
told
is
me,
all about San Pellegrino.
well, because was I think you told me about plastic. I used to keep bottles of plastic bottles. I used to just keep bottles of water in my fridge, chug one because it was cold, fill it up, put it back in, you know.
The one-time use disposable plastic bottles.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah,
or
they
maybe Brittany or somebody
explicitly say
said,
do not refill.
"Don't do that." And so I stopped doing that. And I got a couple of glass bottles. I got one of these, and I got one of
You refill that?
the Voss. And so now
Okay.
this was now I refill my glass bottles. Yeah, and there is a foil tin aluminum. I don't know what it is,
On
cap,
the top.
bottle cap,
Yeah.
but the water doesn't touch that. You know, so I
Yeah.
feel like relatively
You're
confident
certainly
that I'm
limiting your
good.
exposure. Yeah.
But
And then it's like, but how much does this add up and matter? Or should we be trying to improve our VO2 max?
right,
Like, what's the most important thing
what's
to
the best use
focus
of my
on?
time?
Right. It's
And
maybe it's throwing out all
headspace.
of my sunscreen because I'm scared of that too now. Any sort of
Yeah.
facial product.
So well, yeah, but you can't not have UV protection, right? Because the sun's gonna kill you.
Right. You got to be scared of the sun too. Yeah.
But I
You
want a
know,
tan because I want to be hot.
there are SARMs for, SARMs is like a step down from steroids, I guess, or these things that
Nice.
selective androgen receptor modulators, I think,
Hmm.
basically injectables to act like steroids, perhaps. Cardarine, and I've heard is one that's like steroids, but then they do other stuff like modulate something to get rid of your depression, modulate your melanin so you don't need sunscreen, but you look super dark. You can inject a tan now.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah. And it's
You,
terrifying.
I used to just paint it on myself.
Yeah. Which also awful chemicals. I've definitely done a spray tan when I was in the ice crew for the Pens, and I'm sure I'm
Yeah.
gonna die 2 years early because of them.
They made you spray tan as an ice dancing person?
Yeah, that's weird now that you think about it.
Huh.
Middle of winter. I don't even know if it was, yeah, I think it was kind of expected, but they
Was it
were
real tan or
free,
spray
and so I
tan?
was like, you just go to spray tan.
Spray
So
tan.
air gun.
Yeah,
But a person, not we got the good ones. There was a human where I would just spread them and she'd have to do the spraying.
I did that.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks because you got to spray. You got to make
Spread
sure
them.
you can't double spray.
Oh, you used to do it. Have we talked about this? You used to do the spraying?
I've sprayed people
Oh, just at parties.
just for kicks. Yeah, you get a
That
couple of
sounds fun.
cocktails. You get the
You get a couple cocktails. It seems super satisfying,
you
right?
get the
To,
spray
to
gun
see
out.
full coverage.
Well, as someone who did not get an art degree, I did not feel the pressure that I assume you would feel. To
Oh, you're like, I
the
don't care if I blow
perfectionist
it.
pressure. I'm like, you're good.
Streaky.
You're fine. You're fine. You look fine. Let's do something else. Let's go back to playing beer pong or whatever. That's weird
So
though
wait,
that
you
you
weren't
got a spray
joking. This was at
tan.
a party?
That's weird that you got a spray tan for an ice crew. But now that I'm thinking about it, there's the Penn State wrestling team one year at the tournament in they were the top team, and one year they all came and they all were like very tan. And I'm like, you guys look great. Did you go to the get a tan as a team? Like, and it's the middle, it's a winter sport. It's the middle of like February. So there's no reason. And they're Pennsylvania. There's no
Yeah,
reason you
weird.
guys live in Pennsylvania in February and you should be that tan unless like you're commuting from Cancun or whatever. Like it made no sense. But,
Did it all
feel good,
smear
play
on
good.
you? Because that would definitely happen
No, I
if
think it
you're
was a real
wrestling them.
tan. I think they went
Oh,
tanning, not a
oh,
spray. I'm sorry. I maybe I
got it.
misspoke. I
They
think they
went
went
tanning.
got in the bed or the booth or whatever.
I know there's a difference between UVA and UVB. Supposedly the booth is a different type that doesn't cancery, but that still sounds
And I don't
questionable.
think anything doesn't cancery. I get the feeling that things are
Yeah,
way
that's
more,
true.
way less cancery, but it does really feel like a lot of the Headphones? Oh God.
You're
Ears?
cancery.
Pointing?
Ears. Pointing gives you cancer. Stop
Ah!
pointing. You know, in Disney, they're not allowed to point because in some cultures it's offensive, so they always have to direct you with two fingers. Right this way. This is how they
Oh,
point in
Disney
Disney.
l- uh
Disney parks.
parks, not movies.
Yeah. No, Disney parks. I don't know about movies.
Man, we got to get somebody on here who was a mouse or somebody in the inner workings of a Disney park
A
because I
cast
I feel
member,
like I've
if you
read all
will.
this weird stuff about the underground and what they're allowed to do and not do and how little they have to be to fit on the Goofy suit or the Minnie Mouse suit or whatever and oh my God.
Yeah, it's like a different level of bodybuilding competition.
Yeah, you have to stay under a body mass index and you have to be short or something or I don't know.
I
It's
wonder, it's got to be challenging to be in that suit.
it's
They have
hot.
air
I don't think
conditioning.
I bet they don't wash them.
Oh,
You know what actually
yeah.
is really funny? You know those the superhero movies that we've now come to see and love for the last whatever 25, 30 years.
Mm,
They've gone
some of us.
through it's a long yeah, it's not the cool ones.
Nerd.
Apparently they had to like figure out the suit a lot of the time, like how to get in and out of it. A lot of them figured out that there was no zipper, and so getting in and out of the suit was a pain in the ass. When you had to pee, you needed like 30 people to get you in and out of the bat suit or the Spider-Man suit or whatever.
Oh, for the
Um,
movie. Yeah, yeah.
for the actual actors in these
Yeah, yeah.
movies. And one of the guys, one of the problems was they're such thick, heavy costumes, realistic, and also a lot of times they have like muscle foam in them to make you look like a superhero.
Sure.
But apparently they're really, really hot. It's like wearing a memory foam mattress on you at all time. And so these actors were like overheating and like getting not sick, but like really feeling
Yeah.
crummy. And so what they did was the solution they came up with was they would run piping through the suit
Like an eight
and
sleep
then
mattress.
have a water tank and it would shoot cold water through the suit, the veins of piping on the inside of the suit, and then shoot out the back and like it was like wearing an 8 sleep mattress.
That's incredible. Why doesn't eight sleep do that? And
I don't
then
think
I could
anyone's made the
travel with it.
connection. I think I'm the only one who, I watch too much behind the scenes footage of
That's
Paul
correct.
Bettany talking about his Vision costume. Like no one's really watching that stuff. It's
No.
so
Ugh.
boring. And also whoever is watching that, the Venn diagram of who has that and who has an 8 sleep mattress is like, ugh, it's
Exactly, only
very
you.
that's one idiot.
All right, we gotta pitch Mateo.
Yeah. So picture this.
Eight pajamas.
Eight.
It is the future.
You've heard of weddings, right? You know the worst part about weddings, the groom's attires. What if we had
What?
8 hour tubing suits? We're still working on the name. We're still workshopping it. You have tubing suits, and then if you ever get too hot, you just walk over, you click in, you have a beer, whatever, you just stand up by the reservoir, the tank or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Oh, you're saying day to day.
Mhm.
I'm saying to pack and travel with your mattress is way harder than traveling with your pajamas that do that. So turn your mattress into pajamas.
Oh, to sleep in. Oh, I was talking about everyday wear. We
Yeah, you're like, I'm just hot all the time. I need
we're in a
tubes.
lot
All
of markets
tubes
here,
all
Allie.
the
I love where you're going with all this.
time. So we're hitting hot, fat, jackhammering men, and we're
Mhm.
also hitting the high performing biohacking people that travel a whole lot.
Yes. And they also travel coach.
Yeah, like poor biohackers. Oh no, that Venn diagram is just me.
That's shrinking considerably. I
Uh,
love that.
yeah, that's pretty great.
Let's start the tubing clothing company, and then Slip will acquire us for like $30 billion, and then we'll just
Yeah, we're
boom,
gonna
bing
be
bang boom.
rich and
Done.
cool all the time.
And very, very cool when I'm clicked into my mobile.
Yeah, and you gotta wheel it around on Oh, a little
It's
dolly.
yeah, it's like one of those oxygen tanks or whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, I would say keep me updated on your cut, but you are connected in my app, so I will know.
I'll start weighing in with appropriately, officially. No stocks. I'm making a note of it right now.
All right. And Fitheads, let us know. Are you cutting for the summer? Or are we just continual bulk? Where are we at, team? Would love to hear in the comments of the YouTube video. And if you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts, that helps us out a whole lot. And we'll see you next week.